Hello friends, welcome back to a new session. Lantern, the light of knowledge. This would be the new name of our channel because Nursing Simplified was the initial name and there was some problem with the name since there is a channel which similar name which has a lot of subscribers and they may raise some copyright issue in future. So in order to prevent that, I had to find a new name which is not there in the YouTube. I searched a lot and at last I came to a conclusion that I would keep this name. So this would be the new name of our channel in future. So I am not that professional in all these things. I am just learning day by day. So kindly forgive me for this change. So this would be the new channel, that is Lantern, the light of knowledge. So we are starting with. So today we are discussing about an important topic in psychiatry, that is alcoholism or alcohol use disorders. So what is alcohol? Alcohol is a substance formed by fermenting sugar with yeast spores. The chemical name is ethanol, chemically ethyl alcohol or ethanol, that is C2H5OH. The types of alcoholic beverages. There are several types of alcoholic beverages available and they are varying according to the strength of alcohol present in that. In beer, only 6 to 8 percentage of alcohol is present. Wine, it is 10 to 20 percentage, whereas the distilled beverages like whiskey, brandy, arrack, gin, rum all contain 40 to 55 percentage of alcohol. The absorption and metabolism of alcohol. 10% of alcohol is absorbed from stomach and the remaining from small intestine. Peak concentration in blood is reached in 30 to 90 minutes. 90% of metabolism takes place in liver. 10% is excreted through kidney and lung. So because of the excretion through lung, we are getting the smell of alcohol, and also the breath analyzer uses this alcohol concentration to analyze the alcoholic people during the driving after drinking alcohol. The enzymes involved in the metabolism of alcohol are alcohol dehydrogenase, aldehyde dehydrogenase. So this is the metabolism of alcohol, that is ethanol or ethyl alcohol is converted into acetaldehyde, then to acetate or acetic acid, and finally degraded into carbon dioxide and water. So ethanol is degraded into acetaldehyde by an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. So alcohol dehydrogenase degrades alcohol into acetaldehyde, and then aldehyde dehydrogenase degrades aldehyde into acetic acid or acetate, and it finally gets automatically degraded into carbon dioxide and water. So this is the metabolism of alcohol and it's very important. Alcohol use disorders. Alcoholism refers to the use of alcoholic beverages to the point of causing damage to the individual, society, or both. So when we are calling alcoholism, it should be the use of beverages to the point of causing damage to the individual, society, or both. It should have some kind of damage to the individual, society, or both. So the effect of alcohol. Alcohol has a depressant effect on CNS, resulting in behavioral and mood changes. So it has got a depressant effect on CNS, resulting in behavioral and mood changes. The effect is proportional to the concentration of alcohol in blood. So the alcoholic concentration, as it rises, the effect also increases. The sedative or depressant effect also increases, and finally it may cause respiratory arrest and death. So effect of alcohol, it is a CNS depressant. It causes mild confusion and total lack of control over cognition. It increases sleep, it impairs vision, impairs coordination, and causes staggering of gait. So next is identification of alcohol dependence. It is done by a questionnaire called CAGE questionnaire. So very important questionnaire, CAGE, C-A-G-E, CAGE questionnaire. So all these letters have some kind of expansion. Have you ever had to cut down on alcohol amount? So first question is cut down. Have you ever had to cut down on the alcohol amount you are consuming? Have you ever have been annoyed by people's criticism of alcoholism? Have you ever got desperate, or have you ever got sad or disturbed by other people's criticism of alcoholism? That is for annoyed. A for annoyed. Have you ever felt guilty about drinking? Have you ever felt guilty about drinking? Guilty. G for guilty. Have you ever needed an eye opener drink, that is early morning drink, to just before waking up from bed? The person may have to take a drink. So that is E for eye opener drink. So from these four questions, if any of two is positive, that person is a problem drinker. Two or more identifies a problem drinker. That is Cage questionnaire. Next is investigations. So for the identification of alcohol use, we commonly find that the police people are using breath analyzer to identify initially, and later they take the person to the hospital and record the blood alcohol concentration. So that should be more than 100 milligram percentage in order to prosecute the person. Then the second one is identification of alcohol dependence. So if the person is dependent for a longer period of usage, can cause the person dependent on alcoholism. So the markers are gamma glutyl transferase, that is raised to about 40 international units per liter. The next is mean corpuscular volume, that is MCV, greater than 90 to femtoliter. It should be normal between 80 to 90 femtoliter. Other lab markers include alkaline phosphatase, AST, ALT, uric acid, blood triglycerides, creatine kinase, etc. Then we are passing on to the complications of alcoholism. So there are several complications for alcoholism. Mostly the alcohol has a lot of complications. So the medical complications include gastrointestinal system is affected as gastritis, peptic ulcer, reflux esophagitis, carcinoma of stomach and esophagus, then fatty liver, cirrhosis of liver, hepatitis, liver cell carcinoma, acute and chronic pancreatitis, malabsorption syndrome. So many gastrointestinal problems can be caused by alcoholism. Then cardiovascular system, there can be alcoholic cardiomyopathy, high risk for myocardial infarction, very, very important. Then other medical complications in central nervous system include peripheral neuropathy, epilepsy, head injury, cerebellar degeneration. Then the miscellaneous complications include protein malnutrition, vitamin deficiency disorder, peripheral muscle weakness, acne, sexual dysfunction in males, and fetal alcohol syndrome in females. Then social complications, very, very important and very, very distressing complications, that is marital disharmony, occupational problems, financial problems, criminality, accidents. All these are social complications. Then psychiatric complications include acute intoxication, withdrawal syndrome, alcohol-induced amnestic disorders, alcohol-induced psychiatric disorders. So what is acute intoxication? Acute intoxication develops during or shortly after alcohol ingestion. The duration of intoxication depends on the amount and rapidity of ingestion of alcohol. So based on the amount of alcohol taken, the person can develop several complications, and this is called acute intoxication. The blood level, we are already told what the blood alcohol concentration. When the blood alcohol concentration 150 to 200 milligram percentage, there can be signs of intoxication. When 300 to 450 milligram percentage, increasing drowsiness, and based on the increase in amount from 300 to 450, the person may develop coma, respiratory depression, and later on death. The signs and symptoms of intoxications include increased reaction time, slow thinking, dysarthria, ataxia, incoordination, progressive loss of self-control, disinhibited behavior. Blackouts, it's a very important term. Development of amnesia for a period of alcoholic intoxication is known as blackouts. So development of amnesia for a period of alcoholic intoxication. The person will not remember what he has done during the intoxicated period. That is blackouts. Next is withdrawal syndrome. It's the most common withdrawal syndrome is hangover in the morning. So it is characterized by mild tremors, nausea, vomiting, weakness, irritability, insomnia, and anxiety. And withdrawal syndrome, which are very deleterious, are delirium tremens, alcoholic seizures or rum fits, alcoholic hallucinosis. The first one is delirium tremens. This is the most severe alcohol withdrawal syndrome, very, very important. Occurs usually within 2 to 4 days of complete or significant abstinence from heavy alcohol drinking. Recover within 3 to 7 days. Signs and symptoms include clouding of consciousness with disorientation to time and place, poor attention span, distractibility, visual and auditory hallucinations, tactile hallucinations of insects crawling over the body, which is called formication. Insects crawling over the body called formication. Then marked autonomic disturbance, tachycardia, fever, sweating, hypertension and pupillary dilatation. Then psychomotor agitation and ataxia, insomnia with reversal of sleep-wake cycle, dehydration with electrolyte imbalance. Then grossly tremulous hands, picking up of clothes, reversal of sleep-wake cycle, leukocytosis, impaired liver function. Then alcoholic seizures, otherwise called rum fits. Generalized tonic-clonic seizure occur usually 12 to 48 hours after heavy drinking. Multiple seizures can occur at the same time, 2 to 6 at one time. Status epilepticus can precipitate this alcoholic seizure. Then in about 30% of the cases, delirium tremens follows. Then alcoholic hallucinosis. Hallucinations usually of auditory, which occurs partial or complete abstinence of alcohol, following a partial or complete abstinence of alcohol. It occurs in 2% of patients, occurs in clear consciousness and recovers in 1 to 6 months. The neuropsychiatric complications include Wernicke's encephalopathy and Korsakoff psychosis. Wernicke's encephalopathy is an acute reaction to a severe deficiency of thiamine, causes chronic alcohol use, and onset occurs after a period of persistent vomiting. So thiamine deficiency causes Wernicke's encephalopathy, very, very important. Then Korsakoff psychosis, it is often following Wernicke's encephalopathy, and also the same cause is there, untreated thiamine deficiency secondary to chronic alcohol use. Then the treatment of alcoholism. This can be mainly two types. The first one is detoxification and second one is treatment of alcohol dependence. What is detoxification? That is stopping the alcohol use suddenly and treating the withdrawal symptoms. That is detoxification include the stoppage of the alcohol use suddenly, and duration of uncomplicated withdrawal syndrome, which is 7 to 14 days. During that period, we will treat with some drugs. So the aim of detoxification is symptomatic management of emergent withdrawal symptoms. The management of withdrawal symptoms is the main lay of detoxification. We use benzodiazepines for that. The drug of choice is chlordiazepoxide 80 to 200 mg per day, or diazepam 40 to 80 mg per day. And nowadays lorazepam is also used. Higher limit of normal dose range is used in delirium tremens. Then vitamin deficiency is treated with injection thiamine 100 mg BD for 5 days, followed by oral administration of thiamine for at least 6 months. Then we use hydration, that's IV fluid therapy, and 5% dextrose without thiamine is given in delirium tremens. Then treatment of alcohol dependence, behavior therapy or aversion therapy used by using subthreshold electric shock or an emetic like apomorphine. Then psychotherapy, individual and supportive psychotherapy has to be given. Then group therapy include Alcoholic Anonymous. It's a voluntary self-help group, and patients derive benefits from the group meetings, which are non-professional in nature. Then the deterrent agents are another major mode of alcoholic treatments. There are alcohol sensitizing drugs, for example disulfiram. It is otherwise called tetraethyl thiuram disulfide, available as oral preparations or subcutaneous implants. So the mechanism of action is it promotes the blockage of aldehyde dehydrogenase, so that acetaldehyde get accumulated in the blood of the individual during the metabolism of alcoholism. We already told the metabolism of alcoholism: alcohol into aldehyde into acetic acid into carbon dioxide and water. So in the stage of aldehyde into acetate, the enzyme is aldehyde dehydrogenase, which is blocked by disulfiram, so that there is accumulation of aldehyde in the blood and it is toxic to the person. So toxic symptoms may be precipitated. That is called disulfiram ethanol reaction. So these are the symptoms of disulfiram ethanol reaction. You can just go through this symptom: flushing, tachycardia, hypotension, tachypnea, palpitation, headache, sweating, nausea, vomiting, giddiness, sense of impending doom with severe anxiety. The person may feel that he is going to die. and it is not that problematic in a normal person, but it can be life threatening in sensitive persons and may go to shock, MI, convulsions, hypoxia, confusion, or coma. Then other deterrent agents include citrated calcium carbamide, metronidazole, nitrafezolone, then animal charcoal, sulfonyl urea, certain cephalosporins. Anti-craving agents, very very important question, acamprosate, naltrexone, SSRI like fluoxetine. SSRI means selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It's an antidepressant. So it is also used as an anti-craving agent, acamprosate, naltrexone, and fluoxetine. So that's all for today regarding alcoholism. It's a very very short explanation of alcoholism, and even then it took around 15 to 16 minutes. So I hope you got a brief idea about what is alcoholism. The important points I have already stressed. So kindly keep watching this channel and study well. Thank you.